Okay.
Hey, what's up, all you amazing humans out there? Welcome to the Back on Track podcast, brought to you by I Am Somebody. I am your host, the one, the only certified mental health reality coach, Jennifer Bulbrook. Welcome to the non judgmental safe space where we discuss all things real, including mental health and reality TV. I am somebody, and so are you. And today we have what you would call a reality TV celebrity. We have an exclusive with Eric Gayton from Love After Lockup. Hello, Eric. How are
Hello.
you?
Hello. How are y'all doing?
How are you doing?
I'm I'm okay. I'm okay. Another
Awesome.
day, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. So, welcome for coming on. You actually had reached out to me, and so wanting to clear some air on some things. And I know that the viewers are going to have a lot of questions because I have a lot of questions. Um, but let's just kind of give a little overview for some people who aren't really sure who you are. Eric is a on Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup, and he was the boyfriend to Puppy, and Puppy was an inmate at one point, and then there was some drama. There was some questions whether or not Eric's still married, was he hiding Puppy, and all those kind of things. A lot Eric did take a lot of slack on the show for being what you would say a bit of a dick, but as we know, shows are scripted and there's always two sides to every single person out there. And we all have a bit of a dick side to us. Like, let's admit it. So we're not judging nobody here. And we are going to be as respectful as possible. And again, like I told you, if I ask any questions you don't want to answer it, just tell me to shut up and we'll move on.
Right.
So welcome. And so I guess let's first start off with telling me a little bit about where you're at now with things.
Um. Currently, the new season hasn't started. They haven't even started filming yet, so they haven't really said. They told me that we would be back on this season. But I don't know. They haven't said anything. Um. I know at the end of the season they was trying to make it look different than what it actually. I mean, the whole show is different than it actually really is. Everything there's nothing about it that's nothing about it's accurate actually. So, but they were trying to make it look in the direction of like Puppy and Amber reuniting or something. But there's really the reuniting. I don't really know what that means because there was never a uniting in the first place. So
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm. Okay, so tell me a
so
little bit about that. Tell me about how like what is it the show's showing us that's not accurate?
oh, from the time you watch it to the time it goes off,
Really?
it's yeah, no, yeah, it's some bull crap, man. Just being honest with you. And the way it's just not. None of it is. It's just bullshit, and everything that the way even the way they do, the way that they treat the cast members is bullshit. I mean, it's I don't really I don't see that show being on a whole lot longer, but I could be wrong because I know they're getting a lot of bad reviews and a lot of negative right now of how like if you read the forums, everybody's talking about everything is scripted, and I mean, and it shows you can tell the real stuff from the fake stuff, and being it all looks fake, that lets you know there's no real shit.
Mm.
So,
Okay, so what is real or what's fake with respect to, say, your storyline and like Puppy? Like, were you and Puppy ever together?
yeah, she's in the living room right now.
Okay. So then you guys are still together.
Yeah, absolutely. We never split up.
So you never split up ever? Okay.
No.
And what about the wife? Do you have a wife? Were you like,
I did. Now that they kind of tiptoed along the truth of that. I mean, and it was more of it was such a good story. It was kind of, when I went on. Okay, when I came on, let me start at the beginning. When I came on, um, it was looking like they wasn't Puppy and Amber wasn't even sure if they was going to play them another season or not, because they were just not getting no kind of no kind of reviews. I mean, there wasn't no hype around. They had died out pretty hard. So when that they told them that, y'all both got boyfriends, we would like to kind of go with, what's real here, what y'all got going on. So they brought me and they brought Sammy on. Well, of course, everybody seen what Sammy did. He flipped out after the show, and like choked Amber out, so they kicked him off there. All right.
mm,
Well, so then here I am, and it's me, Puppy, and Amber. So we're like, okay, what are we gonna do to make this exciting? What can we do? And I was like, look, I mean, I'm going through a divorce. I mean, and as soon as they heard divorce, it was like, a pack of wolves. They
mm,
jumped on it, and it was all like, hey, this is such gonna be such a good opportunity. You can make a, you're really good at this. You can make good money. This is a great opportunity for you to make a lot of money. And I was like, okay, all right, cool. Knowing now what I didn't know then, I'd have never, ever, ever, ever exposed anything about my real life like that. That was a big mistake on my part, actually. Um, but some things you can't take back. I mean, it was just a raw deal all the way around, really, because it wasn't a great opportunity to make no lot of money, or no great opportunity at all, actually. So that's just how it goes. But yeah, I did have a wife. We are divorced. It is finalized and settled and all that. So
okay. And so was the like pregnancy with you and Puppy real?
she did have a miscarriage. She did. Um, I think a lot of it was to do with her age. I mean, she's getting up there. I'm about to be 41 in like 4 or 5 days, and she's going to be 38 in like a month or two. So I know the doctor had said that, with her, and she's had, I'm not going to, say a number, but she's had, some kids,
Hmm.
and the doctor told her that there was not a good chance of it actually, the, the fetal growing, and it didn't, of course it didn't.
Right.
She winded up miscarrying.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, me
Um,
too. It kind
yeah, I was gonna ask. So it kind of like looks like in the show that like the pregnancies, it seems like almost everyone that they show is like it's not always a happy situation. Like there's always like not everybody really wants the pregnancy at times, and then there's like a lot of fighting, and then there's like, oh, now you're cheating with your wife. Did you ever cheat on Puppy?
of, no, no,
Okay.
no.
Okay. Like
Uh,
yeah, like I want you to be able to clear the air for everything, because I know like you said, like, and especially if a lot of things are scripted, people don't, they look at it and they watch it as if everything's real,
real,
right?
oh, yeah, yeah. Like I'll read some of the comments on some of the forums and stuff, and these people are like, they're ruthless. And then,
Mm,
like I went on there and told them, look, like, 'cause they get personal with some of the stuff they say, like
yeah.
they really judge you. And I'm like, hold up, man. Look, you don't even know me. You don't know no, you don't even know the situation. And it is called reality TV entertainment, for your entertainment. I was
Hmm.
like, you do realize that, right? This is all for people's entertainment. It's not nothing about I mean, our real lives are not going to be that, it's just, and they really they don't get it. They're like, I mean, I've had them go and comment and like send me friend requests and stuff, and just so they could like send me a message, like a fu message. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, okay, thank you. And like, it's crazy. I thought the way that Alan, the producer, the way he put it to me was, he was like, "Look, your role is you're the bad guy." He said, "That's your role." He said, "But I promise you, in the end, you're going to be the good guy." He was like, "Just stick with me, just stick with me." And none of that really has panned out. Like it just seems like they just keep trying to. I don't really know what their goal is here, of which way they're trying to take and portray me and Puppy, but it's got to the point now to where I'm like talking to lawyers.
Mm.
So like they're like it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy, and it's you can't. It would be one thing if they would kind of give you a heads up, or give you some insight and get your input on what you feel like you want to do or not do, instead of just kind of throw it on you. And then of course you're under contract, so you're like, oh shit, what am I supposed to do now? It puts you in like a rock and a hard place, and then it's just not a really a good thing. I thought it was going to be a lot different than it actually has been.
Do you have any say on what your storyline, what you get to add or don't add, or like what you're allowed, like what you want to have involved in it?
Well, it was at first it was supposed to be like that, but it kind of turned to where you can tell them whatever you want, and you can say you're like, you're not comfortable doing this or you're not comfortable doing that, but they're always going to try to run it back full circle into whatever you got going on, try to run it back into that. And even if you don't do it then, by the time they get done editing, cutting it, and taping it and stuff, like a lot of the stuff that y'all hear that it sounds like we're saying, we're not really saying. It's where they take bits and pieces. Like when you get on scene, when as soon as they get there in the morning to pick you up, they put a mic on you.
Mhm.
And that mic stays on you until you leave. And a lot of times it's like 8 in the morning you get there, or that you got to be on scene, and it's like a lot of times it's like around 1 or 2 in the morning for you get off. So you had that
Oh,
mic on,
wow.
12, 13, 14 hours. So they take anything that's said through that day, and they use it. They've got, I mean, you imagine how much shit somebody says in a whole day.
Yeah.
So they can tape together, cut it and tape and make it sound and say what about anything they want. And they do that a lot of times. That's why a lot of times, like when you see the they're talking, somebody's talking, it'll take a second for the scene to catch up to the voice, because it's like they don't want to show the person directly like trying to talk, because you can tell that it's been taped in. So they're going to get the effect that they want regardless. It
Mm.
doesn't matter what you say. And you know they don't care that people's on parole or probation. They don't care if it gets you in trouble or not. And that's what blows my mind, is because I'm like, where did your job become something that you have to worry about being locked up for because of the shit that they're trying to portray you on there and how they're trying to put you out there? That is what gets me.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
and to do that, you would think that you'd be making really good money. But let me tell you, like I said, I'm talking to lawyers. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at with it, because it has been it's just one big screwball.
Wow. Yeah, you would think it would be like something like I've always been like loving reality TV, and I knew like it wasn't always going to be completely real, but I always wanted to be on and I thought it would be a great experience, and but hearing this it's like, is this like how it really is?
Yeah, it's like but when they get there in the morning times, like a lot of times they will come here because probably she's bad about being on time to the set, and getting on scene. And I mean, I guess I can't say too much because I'm driving her, so I'm just as bad.
Yeah.
Um, so but when you get there, they're already their whole goal from the time they're there filming to the time they leave is to get you in an argument, and they're just pumping, and then they're hitting angles at you, and they're separating y'all. they're asking this and then this, and they're telling you, oh, well, what if this? What if you said this? What if you said? And you know, and you gotta be like, look, man, I'm not gonna sit there and say this about my, you know, my girl, and she's not gonna say this about me. But once again, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Throughout at the end of the process, if they haven't really got you in fight, they're going to make it look like they did before they leave. That's all about the drama. You know, that sells. People like conflict and confrontation, um, and that's what keeps the fans, like, you know, in the stands, I guess, and that's what their job is to do. Like, you know, in this last season here, let's see, they have like the fight that me and her got into in the car
Mm-hmm.
this last season. It
Yeah.
was it was that was real. Now, I mean, you can tell it was real because of the you can't fake that part right there. You know what I'm saying? There was
Mm-hmm.
no stage to it. It was just boom. You know, and we had been filming from like 8 in the morning. It was like 2 in the morning, and I mean, you can't see them, but my little girl and her little girl's in the back seat. Actually, you just can't see how they got it, how they're running the damn.
Oh.
They got them blacked out kind of back there, but they're in the back. I'm in the passenger seat. I'm done for the day. I'm like, man, I'm done. I'm tired. You know, I'm sitting there asleep, my eyes closed. And I'm waking up because she's talking to me, and I got my eyes open, and I'm like nodding back off. People's like, "Oh my God, he's on drugs and this and that." I'm like, man, have you ever been in the passenger seat of a car, especially a V8 with the motor and the rumble, and after you just worked all day, your ass is going to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And she just, they kept, you know, they kept hitting her on her little on her thing, telling her, you know, asking this, do this, is it. Finally, I got mad and I was like, "Fuck it, man, fuck it," you know. And I lost my temper, and you know, and I don't reckon they didn't show everything, but there's a lot more to that scene, like where I jump out of the car, and what happened was she was like, "I'm just gonna pull over, and you can drive." And I said, "All right, well, pull over and let me drive then." So she pulls over, and when I get out of the car, they're already out with all their cameras, right? And they're like telling her and her little thing, they're like, "Go, go, 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 go." So she takes off. I'm like, oh man, and I like it's like 5 miles from her from where we were going. So they all got their cameras out, and that's, you know, they didn't show all this part right here, but like it was crazy. It was pretty. They wanted real. They wanted real. They got it then, and you know that's what got me in trouble, I guess. Where y'all haven't seen me for the remainder of this season here,
Mm-hmm.
because like I guess they got mad. I ripped off my shirt and I took off towards cameraman, and it just got ugly for a second. And I winded up. I mean, I winded up. It was embarrassed really. I wound up having to walk that old 5 miles back, you know, and to get back to civilization, I guess. So,
Yeah. Wow.
but you
So
know,
do
and
they actually sit there and talk to you while you're like filming, telling you what to say and do?
yeah, sometimes,
Okay.
like seeing the cars, they have microphones and like multiple cameras, and it's like a two-way thing. You know what I'm saying? You've got a CB sitting down here, out of sight right here down by the,
Mm-hmm.
you know, by the console, and it's where you can click, and they can take, you know, interact with you back and forth while you're on scene. You know what I'm saying, in the scene. So
Oh, wow, that's interesting. So yeah, like that really puts you on the spot, right? Like it's really all about the drama for them and the
yeah,
reviews.
there's not they don't. It's like it's when it shows that you have a happy life and that y'all are doing good. Hey, it's over with. They don't actually want to show what your real life after lockup is, or they just want to show the drama that can be created,
Mm-hmm.
in different scenarios with different people, white people, black people. This, you know, that they mix the couples up. I mean, a lot of the couples I don't believe are actually couples. I don't know. Um, it's just it's just real funny. I mean, and they're changing how that's done. You know, they're going a different direction again with it, as you can tell. It's just it's always evolving, I guess. For I don't know. It's just really it's really crazy actually. The whole thing is. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's flattering, and you get recognition and by people around you, and it's cool. But you would think to put your life out there like that, you would be doing good. You wouldn't be struggling. And it's like if I didn't have my trucking business and stuff, and her checks and my checks for the show, which I get is I've made no money on that show hardly at all, and it is like so crazy because um, for like the last two seasons, the big thing has been about my divorce. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that was like the talk of the topic, and I mean, it got to where even like network television was giving shout outs to like, Puppy and me in the middle of their shows, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and it was really, I guess it was just for their capital gain because it was really, it cost me so much in the end. Like when I got divorced, they took and used they used the clips from, of the TV show as evidence against me. And I wound up losing my house and everything over that. And I was like, man, it really sucked. But it was, it's my choice. I did it. I just didn't know it was going to cost so much at such a high price, and it be nothing on either end. It just kind
Mm-hmm.
of sucked.
So, like, because of
So
the things that were aired on TV, that affected parts of your life in ways you
ma-
never thought.
majorly, majorly, it has.
Would you do it
But
again?
uh, if I did, I mean, and like I said, I don't know that it's over with or not. I don't. They said it's supposedly got another. We're supposed to be on another season or so. See, mine and hers was supposed to end it with a wedding in Vegas, is what we were promised. But I don't hear they haven't said nothing about that, and I ain't got no trip booked to Vegas. You know what I mean? So that's
Mm-hmm.
what's one of the parts. I mean, they made a lot of empty promises. You know what I mean? A lot of empty promises. And now, like I said, I think they're trying to go with Amber and her getting back together or something. And they're not, Puppy's not with that because that was a made up thing anyways. It was never an actual thing.
So,
So
when you say it was a made up thing, were they friends ever?
hmm yeah, they were friends. That's all they were was friends actually. Um, and they just well, Amber got accepted on there with Vince, and they was like, hey, you had a girlfriend in there that would or a wife, that would make it so much more. And she was like, oh, I got a friend, and that's how it kind of started up. So
Okay.
yeah,
So Amber initially went on the show with Vince and then brought Puppy in to kind of maybe like boost her ratings and get her drama kind of stuff happening more and her storyline going.
right.
Gotcha. Okay. And then eventually you come in and then
I'm
so yeah. So do you guys get along with Amber? Is that part how's that? Is that true? What's
no, I mean we do get along with Amber. They're friends. I mean, there's not like it portrays it on the show, at least not no more. Anyways, we usually hear from her when it's about time to start filming, and then that's
Mhm.
once or twice maybe in between. She's she's got a she's got her own problems. Really, I mean, like a plethora of problems. I don't really want to divulge in it, but
Mhm.
that girl needs AA. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
It showed on the show a couple times and even Puppy had, stated on the show like to Amber like you're drinking all the time so like kind of who are you to say anything to me type thing.
right, right, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it's not drinking all the time. It is when she wakes up before her feet hit the ground, and when she goes to bed, it's the last thing she does, like the prayer. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Mm,
that, and it's bad. It really is bad, and it's sad because she'd worked really hard to lose the weight, and get her life, and now it's just like she traded one addiction for another one. I feel like
yeah.
so, the steps that she tells herself that she made, she really hasn't made them because she's in the same boat with just a different substance.
Right.
And it's sad because she's a really motivated person and can make things happen. Because she's a a really positive person and outgoing person. But she gets like, she's had 3 or 4 boyfriends already on the show, and she gets wrapped up in her relationships with whoever at the time so seriously that it always winds up the same old story. You know what I mean? The same old thing. And I mean, I read where a lot of people were saying that they were tired of that storyline. And I mean, I guess I could understand. You know what I'm saying? It's repeat process. You new guy this season, in the season he's gone. New guy this season, in the season he's gone. New guy,
Hmm.
and it's just the same old, same old. And then you got me and Puppy over here. We're just, we're whatever they want to go with on it. I don't really see. I don't feel like. I feel like this whole thing with the divorce. I don't feel like they even really had a purpose or a way of going, because they actually showed nothing about mine and her real life, or what we really are, or what we really do, or none of the positive stuff that we're really doing. They just. I really don't understand what the deal was with that. Why would you want to portray, put my divorce out there the way they did, and then in the very start of the next season break us up, and have her like going back, trying to make it like she's trying to get Amber.
Hmm.
That's not good television. That's not drama. That's if you can't, any fool could look at that and be like, "There's no way with somebody who went through all of that together, they're not just going to split up like that right there, and it's not going to go like that." I mean, it's just, to me, it's the storyline is very messed up. And I can relate to what a lot of people say about our storyline, because the truth about it is there's so much in our lives that is real, that is so much more interesting and
Hmm.
could go so much further. But it's real shit. It's not us fighting over the stupidest thing, or everybody talking trash about everybody behind their back on in interviews. I mean, there comes a point to where that's not what everybody wants to see. You get tired of seeing the same old drama, the same. It's just like a relationship that is that same thing every day. When you argue with somebody, you get tired of it.
Yeah.
You want to see something, a change. And I mean, and there's, we got plenty of good stuff and plenty of real shit going on that would make so much better television. But they, I guess they're the pros though, and we're not. I don't know.
Yeah. So you like tell me and us some of the positives that are happening in your lives, because we see a lot of the negative, right? There's not really any positive that we do really see from you guys, unfortunately. So
Right.
like tell us about some of the good shit that's going on with you guys.
Well, I mean, okay, as far as you know, when when I got with Puppy, she, like I said, I don't want to get too far into it, but she has some kids, and the relationship was not there. Just there wasn't a relationship, and now it's mom, 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 even the youngest, and I'm even dad. You know what I mean? And like when we got together, her that they thought that her youngest daughter was autistic, but she actually wasn't. She was just really introverted. Like she wouldn't look up and look at people. She wouldn't eat nothing. She wouldn't talk to nobody. She was just really shy, like to
Mm.
the max shy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you bring in my little girl. My little girl is like spitfire. I mean, she's just, you don't know if she's 8 or 18 or 28. You never know. And they're like best friends, sisters. We're sisters, we're this and that, and they were so good for each other, because mine had a bad little attitude because of her mom's attitude. Her mom was real outspoken, would be too nice of a word. I would say like belligerent, more like, and she was just so over the top, and it was rubbing off on Aaron. Well, them two little girls together, they they were perfect. You know what I mean? Like Aaron brought Billy out to where she's like you. I mean, she's like any other girl now. Now she's got too much attitude. Says too much. And you're like, good lord. But at the same time, it centered mine and made her be protective over something. And make her think. where she wouldn't before. Now she thinks, and they were so good for each other. And I mean, and like my little girl calls Michelle mom. I mean, puppy mom, and Billy calls me dad. And that's just how it is. And I mean, and that's just one of the things. There's so much more. I mean, like me and her. She had a pretty bad gambling habit and other things, and all of that has about ceased and has come to a good point. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She had never cooked a meal in her life. Now she cooks every night. You know what I mean? And I mean, like I said, those are just little bitty things. There's so much more in our lives that we're doing that is positive. Like right now, um, I don't. A lot of people don't know this. When we tracked her mom down, her real mom. The mom that is on TV is not her real mother.
Oh.
Her real mother, yes, she is. She's she was born in Guam, right? She's Filipino
Mm-hmm.
and American. That's her nationality, actually. Um, well, her dad died when he was like 42 of cancer, and her stepmom, which is Kathy, continued to be her mom or whatever. But her real mother, we tracked her down, and she's been making a little contact here and there, but it's not. We don't know where it's going. You know where it's
Mm-hmm.
going. Like she like literally left her in her car seat with a note on her that said, "See you later." While her dad was at the store, he come home and there she was sitting on the counter in her car seat. So that was, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's been a bad spot for her in her life. That's why she a lot of times she runs from things. That's the way why her personality. That's a lot of people. They're always like look, she's oh pitiful like this and that. She needs to do this and this. Well, they really don't know what she's been through, just like they don't know what I've been through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and she's came a long way and have learned to face things and learned to just to be the person, not the person that was left behind and that would fall in under that category. She learned to be the mother and the woman that she should be. Like I said, a lot of people don't see that because they don't know her personally.
Mm-hmm.
But and it's like um, when we got together, like before, well, I had cancer right back. Um, I had my surgery in 2015, and it took me a long time. It was from 2013. I fought it for about 4 years, and it. I would before she came along. I would say that it took the best part of me away. Um, that it just seemed like something was off. Something was me. I just wasn't me.
Yeah.
And when she come back and when she came into my life, um, she kind of woke that back up in me again. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, we've just done so much. We've had so many accomplishments together. I mean, that is it's crazy. As far as my divorce, I would have never made that step if it wasn't for her, and it was something that needed to be done. Um, I wasn't happy, and it just wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't good at all, and it was. I already have a really bad past as far as like my parents and stuff. Like my dad passed away like a month ago, and me
Sorry.
and him didn't really have the relationship that I wished we would have had. Um, and when they pass, you can't never get it. You can't never have it now.
No.
So she really was there to pull me through that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just been there's a lot there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of good things that we've got going on. I can sit here and click off all kind of stuff, but I don't want to give it away just in case, everybody's
Yeah.
gonna get our YouTube channel when the show's over with. So that's what we're thinking about doing.
Yeah. It sounds like you guys have been really good support systems for one another. And you guys have been each other's rocks. And, contrary to what the show, pursue, shows you guys, it shows us about you guys is that you guys aren't these, hard ass, like don't give a fuck or fuck about shit. You seem very down to earth. And I have to say that throughout watching the show, even just watching Puppy, I can see her growth in the show just
Right.
from how she even just handles things and carries herself. And I think she and you should be very proud of both yourselves for everything you guys have overcome, especially when you're in the line, like light of everybody, because there's so much judgment out there. I
There's
know
so
for,
much.
people are constantly watching the show and I know what they do because I used to do it too. I used to sit there and judge, like, oh my God, but now what I like to do and I like to tell everybody to do is instead of judging, get curious with it. How can you relate? Because we can always relate. Hi, puppy.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Oh, you're so pretty.
Thank you.
So I just want you guys to know that like I am rooting for you guys and I'm proud of you guys and I hope you guys are proud of each other too. Because I like I said, I can see like Puppy's growth throughout the show and I know like TV likes to say you have to have a bad guy. And so I knew there was like a good guy under there and there was a good guy part of you. And so I'm glad that we were able to see that and show people that and kind of clear the air about some stuff.
Right. Well, let me say this: we are not on heroin. People's always like, his eye. He was look at his eyes. He's high cat. He's on heroin. He's on. No, it's not that. We've been filming like they don't just film a scene. See, they don't. What people don't realize is that they try to make it look like they're filming our life like daily. They come in and film in like 2 or 3 days everything to make it for a whole season. To make it look like they've been there every day doing this. So
Mm-hmm.
you work from like 8 in the morning to like 2 or 3 in the morning. And I mean, folks get tired. All I know to tell them, I don't know what to tell them. I mean, it's the way it is. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the most. Sometimes it's very boring doing them scenes over and over and over and over and over and over. I mean, I can say for the most part, like when me and her just have our scenes, there's not too many redos, but they'll want to film it 2 or 3 different ways so they can make it look this way, that way. How the ending, how they make it end,
Mm-hmm.
how they want it to end. So the days are pretty long, and you get pretty tired. So, but no, just to clear that up, we're not on no kind of drugs, actually.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that because that is the rumor, right? The rumor is like, especially there's a couple episodes where they're like, "Oh, he's definitely high here," and look at her, she's high here, and it's like, okay, because like we never get tired, and like, so for the record, you guys are doing well in that area with respect to pretty much staying on top of your shit and not getting drunk and high all the time.
I mean, if they can't tell, we're constantly gaining weight on there. So I mean, they should be able to tell that we're definitely not on nothing.
No doubt, eh? Right? Okay. I don't honestly don't see the gaining the weight part, but I'll take your word for it. So you said that you don't know if there's another season coming up. You said they are telling you there might be or there is going to be, but you just don't know when it will be or anything like that.
Right. For us, I mean, I know there'll be another season to the show, but
Right.
and I'm pretty sure that this is the thing. Like Amber and her boyfriend breaking up, kind of changed, kind of changed the direction. It seemed like
Mm-hmm.
of where they were going to go. So we don't know really.
Right. Okay. How quick or like how much notice did they give you before saying, okay, we're gonna bring you into film? Did they give you a lot of notice?
Mm-mm.
No
No, they
way.
they pretty much call and say, "Hey, we're going to come film this day right here. Tell us some stuff," and that's just how it goes.
So
And
you
when they
kind of
get
have
there,
to be ready on the seat of your pants at any time.
right, right. It's I mean, like they do the filming about the same time of every year, but now they're starting to do where it's like instead of once a year, like they would come say March, April and film for a couple days, and then they would come back in like August and do a couple recaps. Well, now it's from what I heard, it's supposed to be like two shows a year instead of one. So it's supposed to be um, a lot longer. Like you're supposed to be filming, two or three times more.
Okay. And so, what would you tell the people out there that are sitting there judging you guys and who, are taking just the negative shit that they're seeing in that and really kind of harassing you guys and bullying you guys and really they're acting the way that they're getting mad about you acting, right? Like you're like, I think that's just it's I always think like, why are you responding that way? Like you're mad at them for being a dick, but you're just being a dick yourself right now. Right.
Um,
So
Go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna say, so what do you say to those people? Like, how do you handle that too?
I mean, it's like this. Don't get me wrong. There's no publicity or attention that is bad. Publicity. The more the negative, positive, it doesn't matter as long as you're getting it. That's cool. But this is the thing. There's a fine line that you can't cross because none of these people actually know us. We don't know them. They don't know what we really got going on. And it's like it's entertainment television for a reason. Folks just need to remember that. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the show and like it for what it is. You don't have to place judgment personally on anybody that is on it because you don't really know that person. You know what I mean? For all they know, I could on Sundays I could put on a preacher's collar and be a preacher. They never know, and they never know that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing about it is some people get too wrapped up in this thing. You know what I'm saying? If they're going to be that wrapped up in it, hey, you know what? I can give them my email. They need to be paying us. I mean, it's just we get enough. We're already putting stuff out there on national television, so we're already getting a bunch of back and forth. But to where it gets to when you're in public somewhere, and somebody sees you and they're like, they got an attitude about you. That's a little too much. You know what I mean? That's crossing lines. So I mean, and they just need to remember that it's just entertainment. It's just entertainment at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, if they're really living their life and waking up every morning going, "Ooh, I can't believe this has happened on the show," I'm just so mad. If they're living their life like that, they are living a wrong life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's
Yeah.
way more important things in everyone's life than what's going on a TV show
Yeah,
because
and
it's
what
only
I always say is they maybe need to look within, because if that's triggering them that bad, then there's something about themselves they really need to look at.
we're only a thing on Friday nights at 9.
Yeah.
That's it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
That's all. We're only alive then. That other than that, we're just normal people like everybody else.
Yeah. I love that. And on that note, do you have anything else you would like to add or say before we sign off? I don't want to take up too much more of your time.
Um, no, I mean everybody tune in Friday nights at 9. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See what happens in the next episode, and if people like mine and her story, they need to. That's what they need to be pumping out there, writing, right? Instead of putting out negative about us, they need to be putting their time in, writing to the station, emailing on and getting on social media and saying, hey, we want them, we got to see them on there.
Yeah.
That it's all about the fan base. The more fans you got, that's your job security pretty much. If you don't have that, then you won't have that. The more people are rooting for you and asking for you, it puts makes it where they have to have you there. And you know we enjoy doing what we do, but that's about it.
Awesome.
And we
Thank you.
appreciate all of our fans. We do appreciate our fans, whether they're haters or lovers. We appreciate all you guys. um, we'll try to keep up the good work for you guys.
Awesome. And I appreciate you, and I appreciate anybody who's willing to go on TV and expose part of their life and, expose even other parts of their life that may or may not even be true. And in all reality, everybody who goes on TV at one point or another looks like a dick at some point or, crazy at some point. And so in order to do that, it takes a lot of strength because there is so much judgment out on the real world watching it. And so people need to realize like it takes a lot of strength. And so I want you guys to know, like, I see the strength and I see the growth in you guys. And I love watching you guys. So I'm definitely all for you guys coming back. So I'll be one of those people rooting for you guys for sure. So thank you so much for coming on. I know I appreciated this conversation. I know everybody else did. It was great to hear how you guys are really doing. And I'm so happy to see you guys are together and happy. That makes me happy.
Thank you. Thank you. I know we've been trying to put this together for a while. Our timing was just not right, but I'm glad that we finally got it together and got it out there. And thanks for having me on, and thanks for rooting for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I'm so glad that we were able to touch base. And if you ever want to talk some more or come on, or Puppy wants to, absolutely. I'm always for it.
Okay. Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good one. Have a good day.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, Puppy.
Bye.
And just like that, folks, you have it. The exclusive with Eric. I don't know if he was supposed to tell us all of that, but he did. And I am excited to share it with you guys. Oh, yeah. We did good today. We did good. It was such a pleasure actually talking with him. He really is a nice, down to earth guy. And it just shows that you really cannot judge somebody just by what you see on TV. And that is just facts, folks. So stop judging, stop harassing people because you have seen something on TV. Not everything is what you see. Have a good day, folks. Love you all. And remember, say it with me, say it loudly, and say it with confidence. I am somebody. Take care, all.